Barbara Adeshina Dominic. And I am an energy healing practitioner and an interfaith minister as well. I refer to myself as an energy healing practitioner, although I am certified as a Reiki practitioner. I'm recently ordained as an interfaith minister. Interfaith ministry is absolutely beautiful. It's spiritual. It's a spiritual philosophy that embraces all religions.
Okay.
It actually embraces the beauty and wisdom in all religions. And as a minister, we help to promote understanding and acceptance of all religious, all spiritual paths. And it is acceptance, not tolerance. Too often we use the word tolerance, and I'm not comfortable with the word tolerance, so I always try to promote acceptance, because tolerance means that I don't like this, I don't like you, I have to put up with you, and so this is what I have to do. So I don't want to be tolerated, I want to be accepted. And so I try to promote acceptance of other people as well. So that's what interfaith pretty much is. It's a spiritual philosophy and just open to the beauty and wisdom of all religions and all spiritual paths as well. I incorporate my energy healing practice with my interfaith ministry. I've been pretty much doing ministry most of my life because I've always been on a spiritual path. And it's not too long ago that it wasn't really a decision, it was something that came to me, and some people call it a calling, that interfaith ministry just came to my mind, and I decided to go online and do some research and find out what it is. And the first thing that I came to was the school that I actually went to. And the person that I spoke to looked at my resume after I sent it to her, and she said, well, Barbara, you've been doing ministry all of your life, so now it's time for you to be ordained. And it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. Incredible experience, very sacred journey that I took, and I'm forever grateful that I did it. I'm especially grateful that I met so many human angels on the faculty. And also so many wonderful, beautiful spirits, my fellow seminarians, wonderful people, and I really enjoyed the whole experience. I enjoyed the whole journey. But I especially like the energy healing. That's my passion. I really like to do that. I also am a creator of a line of inspirational greeting cards as well.
Wow. Did you bring one?
Absolutely.
Okay.
For you.
Well, you can read it to the audience.
Well, you will.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so the inspirational greeting cards, I do all the photography except for a couple of cards. I do most of the photography. I do the poetry and the prose as well. I also collaborate with a couple of girlfriends of mine, Mari and Carol, and we've created some cards. Carol took the photography on the couple of cards that we collaborated on, and my girlfriend Mari actually did the prose inside, and I just put the card together. And it's absolutely wonderful. So the line of inspirational greeting cards are in some stores, Lower Manhattan, and here in the Bronx as well. So there are a number of things that I do. I'm a metaphysician. I work with numbers. I can do a cosmic profile for people using the numbers, doing the name analysis, and also doing an analysis of the date of birth as well. So those are some of the things that I do. I'm busy, like you, very busy.
Well, can you explain to the audience what is energy healing?
Okay. We live in a world where divine energy is all around us. It's in the universe. It's all around us. It's within us. We are beings of energy and light. We're connected to all living energy. And when I say all living energy, I mean nature. I'm talking about the wonderful, phenomenal, beautiful creatures in the sea. I'm talking about the creatures on land. I'm talking about the birds, all flying creatures. I'm even talking about insects. That's all living energy. Flowers, plants, trees. I always encourage people to hug a tree. Have you hugged a tree today?
Yes. Help me through the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything in nature is energy, and we are all connected to that energy. We are all connected to divine, universal energy, what I refer to as God consciousness. Depending on the culture that you're speaking with, or the religion that you're speaking with, or the spiritual path, God can be called any number of things. I call him God. I don't think of God as male or female, although sometimes I slip and I say he because that's how I was raised.
Habits.
Absolutely. And we try to break those habits. To me, God is spirit.
Spirit.
Absolutely, all spirit. And I like the term that you use, God's self. I believe that we all have God within us, that we are all gods in the making. And so, again, when we speak to people, God is referred to by different names. God, Allah, Jehovah, Jah, so many different names. But I believe that there is only one divine energy. That divine energy has neither sex nor color, because energy is not physical.
Right.
We're physical and we have all these things, but energy, neither male nor female. But a lot of people refer to God as he because that's the way we were raised. But I ask people sometimes, well, we talk about creation when we look at human beings. Who creates? Women give birth. When we talk about the earth, we talk about Mother Earth. So if God were to be male or female, I would suggest that God is female.
Yeah, you see, I have a book, When God Was a Woman.
I'm going to have to read that book.
Very interesting.
Oh, absolutely. I also believe that the universe is currently being ruled by female energy, the divine feminine, and I believe that energy has been permeating the universe and our world for many years now. And I think we see that in a lot of things that are going on in the world today. We see a lot of natural disasters that are happening, and as tragic and awful and horrible as they seem, my belief is that the earth is purging itself.
Thank you.
And that's why we're seeing all that going on. It's like Mom, she needs to clean house. She needs to get rid of things she no longer needs, and so Mother Earth is purging. And the way Mother Earth is doing it, unfortunately, there are people who are affected by that in so many ways and on so many different levels. But this is what needs to happen. And after the purging happens, I think that we're going to have a better world, because the female energy will continue to permeate our world. And speaking of the world, I even believe the earth is energy, is living energy. Human beings have an aura that emanates from the body. It registers our feelings, and I believe the earth has an aura as well. Every living thing has an aura.
That was great.
So when we talk about energy healing specifically, which is what I do, energy healing, human beings, since we are divine beings of energy and light, what happens for us is that as long as energy flows freely through us, then we're able to experience optimum health. But we know that that energy does not flow freely in us. We're physical beings, we're on a physical planet. Although we live on a planet of free will, sometimes we choose to respond to things in our environment in a way that's not healthy for us. And when we do that, it affects the energy flow in our body. Specifically, the chakras. There are 7 major chakras in the body. And those major energy centers are affected by our thoughts and our feelings. So, for instance, if someone is being threatened with eviction, the root chakra is affected because that person is worried about where am I going to live. And if the person has children, they worry even more. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to live? Am I going to have enough money? And so the root chakra, which is the color red, it turns dark, red, it becomes dingy. The chakra is usually very large, and it spins, I believe it spins clockwise like a fan. And when we experience these things like being threatened with losing our home, that energy center gets smaller and smaller and smaller because the energy is blocked. And what happens with energy healing is that that energy from God consciousness is able to unblock those energies, all the energy centers that are blocked.